July 2022. You're welcome to this live broadcast. You're welcome to this special program. And I want to say welcome um, and thank you for joining me. My name is Kelechi Ambrose, and the things I want to talk about in this particular broadcast. But the main thing is the look on the criminal, plot by these one Nigerianists to try to deceive the people, to bring out their monies. They want to deceive the poor. They want to deceive those people who they know are vulnerable. One thing about these people is that they know that most Nigerians are very foolish. So they want to capitalize on the foolishness of Nigerians to, defraud them. Anyways, as I said, my name is Kelechi Ambrose, and this is Biafra Global Network. I want you to share this video far and wide so that Nigerians can hear from wherever they are and know that they are already in a trap. That is what they use in deceiving you. Nigerians are easily deceived. That is why you see them, they behave so foolishly, talking about PVC. People are coming with AK-47 to kill them. They are talking about PVC. People are plotting in different designs to eliminate them, and they are still talking about PVC. And that is why we have come to this day so that we can help to reset their brains and help to get them back on in form. Now, the election thing, the campaign has been strong. They are pushing it hard and all of that, and they have seen that most Nigerians are vulnerable, and so they are capitalizing on that to see how they are going to steal from Nigerians. Um, if you go to Twitter, you'll see something trending from Aisha Yusufu. She's a Southerner. Of course, so her name is Aisha Yusufu from Delta State, which is one of the um, divide of the Fulanis. They cut them off, name them Delta so that they will see themselves as different from other people. Her name is Aisha Yusufu. She claims to be an activist, and she has been busy, campaigning for, she was there for Buhari the other time. She campaigned for Buhari and, you know, helped to him to come strongly, to be part of those who are ruling today. And now she's coming again to campaign, do another campaign for Peter Obi. And now she came out again yesterday, um, saying, trying to throw it out so that the people can say something. She wants to know the minds of the people as regards to, contributing monies for the purpose of the campaign they are talking about for Peter Obi. She said, "What do you see? What do you think? We're raising 100 billion." Now that is a way of trying to see how people are going to react, and so that they will be able to now get the people to begin to contribute. That is how they do. That's how they roll. Criminals, they know Peter Obi is not going to win any election. They know there will be no, of course, in Biafra land, there will be no election. If it's going to hold in the Nigeria territory, they know Peter Obi is not going to win. And of course, they know Peter Obi is not ready to bring out any money for that because he knows he's not going to win. And so Peter Obi will never invest in anything that would not, that will definitely not be, of a return, that will not bring a return, to him. He will never invest in anything that will not bring a return. So he's now using these people who are around him. Go and raise money. You can make money from it too. All they need to do is, because they are the ones who are going to manage the funds, Aisha, Yusufu, and Co. They are the ones who are going to manage the funds. They take the monies and then they use the monies to, to run the campaign. And of course, in the campaign, they will inflate budgets. They will do lots of things. They are the ones who are going to control the funds, and so they're going to make money from it. If you are a Nigerian, sorry for you, you are very stupid. Honestly, if you are a Nigerian, and all of you who are saying, especially Biafrans, I'm talking to Biafrans now, because the truth about it is that we don't expect Biafrans to be foolish. Any other part of Nigeria, I know Oduduwa people too are strongly, standing strong, in this thing. Chika Madu, thank you so much. Ndewo, thank you for your response to this and your message. As I said, of course, we will not blame Nigerians because they are Nigerians. Now, as a Biafran who is right there and who is allowing yourself to be manipulated and deceived, well, I don't understand. I don't understand whether whether you have a Fulani blood in your line, or maybe the Fulani cow or the voodoo, of the Fulani thing is holding you. But we pray that today you will be free. because it is important that he whom the Son sets makes free or sets free is free indeed. So we are praying for you to be free. You know, these people are manipulating Nigerians now. She stated it on Twitter that would like to raise 100 billion naira from the masses, from the poor people. They want to raise 100 billion naira. Can you imagine that? Now, in this period of recession, in this period of hunger, in this period of, you know, desperation, people are hungry all over Nigeria. In fact, over 90% of the population are living below poverty level, below poverty. They are hungry. Below the poverty line, they are living below the poverty line. They are looking for money to eat. Some people cannot even eat. I know how many calls I receive daily. Say, please, can you give me this? Can you give me this, that? Can you? People will send messages, even the criminals on WhatsApp, on on Facebook, in your inbox, telling you to give them. They need 2K, they need 1K, they need 500 naira. They release all of this information. They are hungry, and yet somebody like Aisha Yusufu is not talking about how she's going to raise funds to see how she can help at least a number of Nigerians in her own little way to eat, or to start a little business, or to elevate their poverty to an extent, or to help them at least, to sustain themselves. She's not talking about that. No, she's not concerned about that. She's only concerned about an election where she's going to raise billions, and then that billions will be used, for the campaign. And that campaign, they are the ones who are going to run the campaign. They are the ones who are going to tell you that they have spent this particular amount. They are the ones who are going to tell you that they have spent so on logistics. They have spent so on advertising. They have spent so on refreshment and travels and all of that. They will tell you so much. They will bring so much to the point for you to think that they have spent so much. They would steal the money. They will still siphon them. They have seen a means of making money. That is why you see that they always chase after elections. They know that when it comes to referendum, when it comes to seeking for freedom, they can't make money, because you can't be searching for freedom and looking for money. You can't make money when you are looking for freedom. We that are in the struggle, fighting to get our freedom, we are not, what I'm doing right now, nobody's funding it. I am only concerned about our freedom. We spend what we have to because we want freedom. We know that freedom will give us all that we have, will give us all the returns. By the time we have a free nation, we can come into our nation free of terrorism, free of killings, free of Sharia, keep free of dangerous elements coming into our midst to kill us. We'll have a good land, a good system, a good structure to now begin to invest. And then that is when we'll begin to reap from the benefits, reap the benefits of our labor. That is when we begin to reap. So freedom fighters don't make money, except only those ones who are there, to steal from the people that make money. So they know that coming into freedom fighting, they are not going to make money. So what they do is they always want to support election. They are looking forward to every 4 years of election so that they will support elections because they are going to make money. So now, the aim thing now is to support Peter Obi. They see that Nigerians who are foolish are still looking at elections, and now they see that it's a means of making money. You can imagine Aisha Yusufu talking about a Southerner, from Delta State, who is supposed to, think of the liberating her own people. In Delta State, in her community, there are no good roads, there are no good schools, the people are hungry, the people are looking for means of survival. But she is here talking about raising 100 billion for somebody who has over 15 billion of a government of the state in which he was the governor. He has about $15 million that he's told that he has put in an account, and other ones that we don't even know, that we have not even heard of. He has money somewhere. He's not bringing them out. Now, why, if you know that you are going to win an election, why are you keeping your monies in your accounts? Why? You know why? Because he knows he's not going to win, so he's going to keep them in case everything goes bad. He's going to fly out and go with his family, just like this former governor of Anambra State now is doing, who was showing his video everywhere with his wife, having a good time, catching fun in the United States. They're catching fun. The monies they have stolen from the states, they are catching fun. So now you can see that the best thing that can happen to anybody is to begin to think rightly now. If you are still talking about election, well, sorry for you. You can decide as much as possible to contribute money to give to Aisha Yusufu. She's not talking about the insecurity in Delta State. Let's raise 100 billion for the security of our state. No, she's not talking about that. She's not talking about the killings, the Fulani killings in the state. I want average Delta state, Delta people, or the whole of the the Biafra region. Let's come together and raise 100 billion and support ESN that is securing our lands. She knows that ESN is in the bush securing the land. She's not talking about raising money for ESN. She's talking about raising money for an election in a system that is corrupt, in a system that is not functional, in a system that is not possible to work, that is not going to work, that can never work, that can, no matter what you do, you cannot salvage, you cannot restore Nigeria. You cannot restore Nigeria. Nigeria is doomed for destruction. She knows this, but you know why? She wants to make money. So election is the easiest way to make money. You can't make money from freedom fighting. She cannot come into freedom fighting and expect to make money because you cannot advertise. We don't have a platform to advertise any product, or to advertise what we are doing. So there's no way you can steal money from there saying that you want to make advertisement. When it comes to broadcast, she has to do her broadcast herself and speak to the people so that the people can hear and begin to support their freedom. She knows that money will not come from that. Nobody will give her money to do that. She knows that nobody will want to invest in that. Nobody will want to give you money there, to do all of that. So she knows that freedom fighting does not pay immediately. It pays in the long run. They know it pays in the long run. They know that Nigeria will be better, or the system will be better, if everybody divides and go their own way and develop their states and develop their region. They know that if it is divided, everybody will enjoy. But they want immediate wealth. They know that they cannot make anything out of it when they are coming for freedom fighting. So they have given themselves, dedicated themselves to the things that they will steal from. That Nigeria mentality, that blood is in them. What stops Aisha Yusufu from saying that, hey, my Delta people, at least she's popular in her place, to a level, she's popular. What stops her from saying, my people, let's come together. We want to raise 100 billion to support ESN. Our security is paramount. Our people are being killed. Our people are being raped. Women are being killed. Women are being raped. She was one of those who was talking about Chibok, bring back our girls, and moving around, talking about Chibok issue. She was one of those pushing hard for Chibok. Now, these are people who are in the north. It's good. There's nothing wrong in fighting for Chibok girls, of course. It breaks our hearts that they were kidnapped. Now, in Delta State, people are being killed. Average citizens are being killed. The Fulanis are destroying the crops of the people, keeping people fatherless, keeping people motherless, taking people's children from them, killing them, eating their crops and all of that. Aisha Yusufu cannot come out and say, let's raise money to secure our land. Where are the vigilante groups? If she thinks that she doesn't want to invest in ESN, okay, where are the vigilante groups in our area? Please, let's come together and let's sponsor them. The vigilante group in Delta State, let's sponsor them to get rid of these people, these Fulani people who are killing us. How do we fund and secure our people? Which means that the hunger of the people is not a concern. The suffering of the people is not a concern. She was fighting for Chibok girls. She actually was not genuine because she actually is not looking at the girls who are being killed in her place. The women, because it has nothing, because there's no national interest for her in that. The killing of average Southerners to these people doesn't give them a national interest because the world does not talk about it. So they see it as not something that they can benefit from. They want to look at the one that the world looks at and the one they can use in making money. When it is Chibok, they will use it to rally around, bring back our girls. Let's raise funds to do this. Let's raise funds for logistics. Let's advertise. Let's print banners. Let's print backdrops. Let's get vehicles to move around to campaign for stop killing our girls. Stop kidnapping our people. Because she knows they're going to make money in that. Anywhere you see all these activists, these so-called activists, these so-called wicked people who call themselves activists, they are looking for means of making money. There's one called Ade Jew or something. I can't remember his name. I don't know his name. One of these people who said he's an activist also on Twitter, who was talking about, he said he tweeted something about 3 days ago or so. He said that, if this is somebody who have been misleading people to believe in Nigeria. He's telling them to get their PVCs, to get everything that they need to vote. Now he's saying something. He now tweeted, he said, he's when anything happens, just like these politicians, he is ready. He's going to also jackpot. He's going to fly out. Now that is a mockery, because to me, I sent a message to him. I said, you are a very wicked person and you are mocking the poor. Now you know that you have the means of running. That is why you are pushing them to go and get their PVCs and believe in Nigeria. They should believe in the system. You know that it's not going to work. You want them to believe in a system that is not going to work, but you don't want them. You don't want them to, their eyes to open. Now you are now making it now that you now. Of course, what we know that you have in mind is that you are going to run away when trouble comes. You have the means, you have the money to run away, you can fly, you can board a plane. I just pray that it catches up with you when planes flights will not be able to, it will be grounded, when nobody will be able to run away, because these people are so heartless and wicked. He's from the southwest. He's not supporting the Yoruba nation group. He calls himself an elite. He calls himself an intelligent person. He doesn't believe that separating and going to develop the Oduduwa state will bring good results for the people. Will save the lives of Yoruba people who have been killed in a war, who have been killed in the bushes, who have been killed. All the forest of the Yoruba nation have been taken over by Fulanis, killing and maiming and destroying crops. He's not saying that the people should. He's not supporting those who are fighting for the Yoruba nation so that they can get their freedom and move ahead and get results. No, he's not concerned about that. But he's concerned about election PVC. Now he's saying that he's going to run away if things get bad. Because it's going to get bad, so it is when. So he knows that things are going to get bad, but he's pushing the people to believe in Nigeria. He's pushing the people to believe in the system. He's pushing them to think that it's going to work, whereas he knows it's not going to work. He knows it's not going to work. And so he's pushing the people into it. Now you can see how wicked these people are. You can see how wicked these people are. You can see how wicked they are. Now look at Aisha Yusufu. She cannot talk about the people who are dying in Delta State. Let's just leave other parts of Biafra. Let's just talk about the state she's from. That place they call Delta State, that the zoo has constructed to divide the people, so that they don't believe in other people. Let's just say that Delta State. She's not looking at these people. She's not looking at how she's going to take care of her people. She's not talking about raising 100 billion she's talking about raising 100 billion for election. What are they going to use 100 billion for? They will tell you they have spent it on campaign. That's what they will tell you. They will tell you they have spent it on campaign. They spent this is so million here, so million here, so million here. They have siphoned money into their accounts. If she's sincere, let her come out and tell us what she's going to use on. Sorry for that interruption. The network, the signal is poor. Is she saying that the lives of Deltans is so low that she prefers election to the lives of an average Deltan? Is she saying that those who are hungry in Delta State she doesn't have sympathy for them? With her position, if she can raise 100 billion, trying to cajole and manipulate the poor Nigerians with their poor mentality, their poor mindset, to contribute 100 billion to campaign for election, that they know that the election is still going to be organized in a wrong system, in a wrong foundation, in a foundation that is not worth it, a foundation that is worthless, a foundation that is not going to work. The constitution is worthless. The system is worthless. She wants to raise 100 billion to put in a system that is corrupt. She wants to raise 100 billion to put in a system that is not going to work. They know it's not going to work. They know the corruption level is high. Now, I was listening to, Reno. Sorry, I read his post on social media, on Twitter. He was saying something about Goodluck Jonathan. He said Goodluck Jonathan is a good man. All his children schooled in, Nigeria, blah, 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 like that. Yes, nobody's disputing whether Goodluck Jonathan is good or bad. In fact, Goodluck Jonathan has a good heart. Goodluck Jonathan has a good heart. He has a heart. He wishes that Nigeria will work. That is his wish. That is his belief. That is his trust. That is what he wills for. But let me tell you something. Goodluck Jonathan was only there and was permitted because, one, let me tell you what the game of Fulani is. The Fulanis had already divided the Biafra territory into south, and southeast. So they have created that division. So with the division now, they create the sentiment in the heart of people like Goodluck Jonathan and others that they are not Igbos. So they say that they are given the election, the presidency to a southerner, a south person who is not an Igbo person. So to them now, they have given the presidency to somebody who is a south person. He's not an Igbo man. By you can imagine Ebele Jonathan is not an Igbo man, so he's from South South. So they gave the presidency to him. Now remember, they are in control of the cabal. They are in control of the military and everything. They're in control of everything that has to do with the system. So they gave him that. They have succeeded in putting that in the minds of Nigerians that the person they are given to is not an Igbo man. The person they are given this presidency is not an Igbo man. And of course, they needed it to create a balance so that it will look like they have moved the presidency away from the north for a while. And of course, later they will bring it in so that they'll say, after all, we gave it out. So we coming in again, we want to continue our tenure and all of that. And then manipulate the whole thing because they know that by this time they will be fighting the jihad war in full. And they will be coming out with the war, because they know that so they wanted to hold the whole sway, to power in proxy. So they used somebody like Goodluck Jonathan. They have succeeded in making him feel that he's not an Igbo man. So he's standing in the gap like he's not an Igbo man. So they gave him the presidency. Now let me tell you something. When Goodluck Jonathan was there, the Secretary of State or of the Federation, at the SGF, was a Fulani man. Everybody who was operating and doing the main things, occupying sensitive positions, were Fulani people. They were the ones they were the ones telling. Goodluck Jonathan was just there. He was not ruling. Some of you don't understand this thing. He was not. I always go to the ministries those days. I always go to the ministry because we were looking for contracts and all of that. I always go to the ministries. Goodluck Jonathan, if you go to the contract, you go to an office, it is a Fulani man that gets the contract. He gives you peanut to go and carry out the contract. He puts the whole money in his pocket. The money that they give you will not be enough for the contract. You have to do a less quality job so that you can make a little profit from it. The Fulanis were the ones controlling the whole system, the whole structure, the military, the government agencies, the civil service and everything. They were the ones in control. So Goodluck Jonathan was just there. That is why you saw that when it was time for them, when they have decided that they think the power to come back to the north, they had already informed him that he has to step down. All he did was he didn't argue. He just quickly resigned. People would think that it is because he doesn't want power, he doesn't want trouble. That's why he resigned. No. Goodluck Jonathan was already told to resign by the cabal. If they wanted him there, they would have allowed him there. The election going well with the election, he would have won. But they wanted him there, and so they have planned the graph. They have plotted the graph. So he was supposed to leave, and he came and he announced his resignation. He congratulated the person whom the cabal said is the next person to rule. So he was not doing it because he was a gentleman. He was only doing it because he was working on a template that is bigger than him. Goodluck Jonathan was just subdued. So yes, his children were in school, schooled in Nigeria. He wanted every good. He thought he was going to come in. When he comes into the system, he will be able to get things to work out. But he discovered that it was bigger than him. That is why you saw that the constitutional conference thing, he couldn't implement it. He couldn't sign it. He couldn't recommend it. You know why? The system was bigger than him. He discovered that he was actually just a puppet. He discovered that he was just there for nothing. He was just there for nothing. So they used him. They first made him believe that he's not an Igbo man. So in the Nigeria system, you're not an Igbo man. So now they tell you that that is why you see they are just laughing at you. You're saying the Igbos must rule. The presidency must come back to the Igbos. Now they made it to look like, okay, Southeast. But an Igbo man has ruled. An Igbo man came there. He couldn't do anything. He couldn't perform. An Igbo man, Goodluck Jonathan, is a pure-blooded Igbo man. He ruled the contraption. The Fulani cabal held power, that 6 years and plus that he was in power as the president. They were the ones controlling him and telling him what to do. And he ruled and he couldn't succeed. So if somebody like Goodluck Jonathan, who is from that South, as they put it, couldn't succeed, is it this one who is from the Southeast, as they put it also, who is also an Igbo man? He is still going to come there. The military is overwhelmed by Boko Haram. The military is full. Everybody who is there, almost everybody in the military right now are members of Boko Haram. The ones they told you that they have repented. Is it the ones Peter Obi is going to come and command, as the commander-in-chief will command them? They will be the ones to command him. They will tell him what they want him to do. Just like what they told Goodluck Jonathan to do. They were the ones telling Goodluck Jonathan what to do. The same way they will tell Peter Obi what to do. Because if the military, in fact, if you don't know anything, let me tell you something. That's why they call them commander-in-chief. Do you know why they call them commander-in-chief? Because it is power that rules, it is power that controls. Power is the means of control. So, how do you determine the power of a country? You determine the power of a country by the military. The military determines the power of the country. So it is the military that's, you know, talking about the naval force, the air force, the army and all of that. The military, the armed forces, are the ones that determine the power and the control of the nation. That's why you see that America is strong. You know why? They have a strong armed force. They have a strong armed force, and they have the artilleries. They have a strong system in technology. So they have taken control. That is why you see that any time that they want to take power, they always engage the military. That is why you see that Boko Haram and the Islamic world, anytime they want to take over a nation, they enforce and they empower their foot soldiers, their jihadists, those ones whom have not gone to school. They train them. They make sure they don't go to school. They don't get Western education so that they will be crude in their thinking. Now, all these people that Boko Haram, that the military have brought into the military leaders or heads, rulers, or their rulers, anyways, whatever they are called, the military heads. All these people they have brought from Boko Haram over last week, just about 67,000, over 67,000 were put into the military. They said they have repented. All these people that they have put in there, do you know what? They are people who are crude. They don't know, they didn't go to school. They don't know anything that has to do with education, because education has a way of, at least to an extent, it will open your minds to an extent, to begin to reason properly to an extent, even if you don't get a full education. But when you go to the four walls of a Western education, at least you can think rationally. Even if you are evil to an extent, you can think rationally. Those ones who went to school among the Fulanis, who try to go to school to the extent they go, they are very daft. They don't even, those ones who go to school, you see that they are the ones who work in the offices. They manipulate the power and manipulate through the administration and all of that. They occupy the offices. And then it is these ones who are crude, who didn't go to school, that do the fighting for them in the fields. That is how they roll. So you can see that now Peter Obi, let's just assume he's elected. He's going to come into the system. He's going to be commander-in-chief of the armed forces. Who are the armed forces? Who are the people in the armed forces? The Fulanis. Who is he going to command? Is he going to command the armed forces to go and begin to kill Fulani foot soldiers, the terrorists? Of course, when he comes in there, they are the ones in control. It is the armed force that will tell you what to do. He's just a commander-in-chief of the armed force in the office. He's not the one holding the AK-47 and the one holding the armored tanks. He's not the one controlling all of those things, those stuff. He's only just by title, occupying that. So he gives orders and direction. Orders like that and direction. But the truth about it is that the Fulanis are the ones who will determine, the cabal are the ones who are going, just like they told Goodluck Jonathan what to do. If Goodluck Jonathan is going to order the military to do anything, he needs the approval of IBB. He needs the approval of Dantata. He needs the approval of all these people, Erufai and co. All these people who are commanding the Fulani Caliphate, the Sokoto, Sultan of Sokoto, he needs the command of these people. That is the only way Goodluck Jonathan would be able to do anything. So if Peter Obi comes in also, the same way he would determine his movement and action. Now let me tell you why you should know why. Let me tell you why you should understand. Let me give you a clue so that you can understand why Goodluck Jonathan was not in control. When he came into power, did you hear of any development in Southeast or South? Was there any development? Why is it that he was actually doing roads and doing other things and building things to Nigeria Republic and doing some of their constructions there and giving so much infrastructure on that axis of the north? Why was he doing things in that regard? Why was everything he was doing, spending money on their Almajiri school, doing lots of things for them, all of that? Who told you that he was doing it because he loves the Northerners? He was doing it because that was the order. The monies must always go to those places. So if you want to do anything, we have given you the opportunity, make your money as a president, but everything you're going to do, the funds must always come, because they know, let me tell you something, the Fulanis know that money controls very much, and money is the strength of any force. When you have the resources, the money, you can do anything, you can buy anything, you can buy any weapon, you can do everything. So they make sure that every spending of that is coming, every money that is coming from the south, So sorry for that break, the network signal. Every spending that Goodluck Jonathan did, almost the major spending that he did for infrastructure, railway, and all of that, were in the north, from Abuja to Niger to Niger to Kaduna to all those places. Everything was in the north. That tells you something. He was not in control. Averagely, with the kind of heart he has, averagely as a human being who has reasoning, the first thing you do when you come into as a president is to see that your community develops. That's the first thing you do. But he couldn't do that. That is the mentality of everybody who comes into that platform as who says he's a president. First, they are the ones who endorsed him to come in. They intentionally chose him to be the vice to Yaradua because they wanted it to look like even if anything happens to Yaradua, they knew he was sick. Yaradua was sick, so anything that happens, however it is, good luck Jonathan will take over for a while, and then now they will now say that the South have actually had their time in power. So that will now take that off, and then they will now return, the power to the north, which they have already designed. See the calculation. Now you can imagine it. The PDP has the north, the APC has the west, and the west, of course, it's not actually the west, but the north, because they know that Tinubu will not survive. He too knows that he's not going to. So he's looking for immunity to keep himself from power so that all the remaining life he has to live, nobody will come and probe him. Nobody will do anything to him until he passes off, until he dies. Then he hands over to the Fulani man who is a northerner, a pure jihadist who have said so many things, so many crude things, so many crude things, so many crude things. Somebody was saying that insecurity increases when elections are coming, that it is normal, talking about the Zuma attack of the military checkpoints and other killings in Abuja and the closure of schools and all of that. You don't know. Let me tell you something. Every takeover begins with closure of schools. Just check out how the Fulanis and the terrorists take over. Look at Afghanistan, how they took over. Do you know how they took over? The way they took over was first schools they closed because education is the target. Their main focus is that education helps the people to think right. So they don't want the people to get involved in education. So the first thing they do is they attack schools. They attack the strength of the military and then they attack schools. If they get the military destroyed and then they destroy the schools, they have succeeded. The people are no more hearing what they should hear every day. The young people are no more hearing what they are hearing. So they'll keep running up and down. And they keep kidnapping them and then recruiting them into the system. Now we know that we're hearing now that they want to start massive recruitment of people. As they capture them in Abuja, they will capture them and then they will recruit them into the terrorist system. So they keep kidnapping people and then they recruit them into the terrorist, terrain and the terrorist system. So that's what they are doing now. So now you see that the game has been upped. It has been taken higher. They have gotten to the next level of their game. And yet, I won't blame Southerners anyways, especially those ones who are crying and talking about PVC and all of that. I won't blame them, but there are people who are intentionally doing. There are some people who are just daft. They are just daft, because they have a mindset of the regular life, because education has been, and let me say brainwash. Let me not use the word brainwash, because it will sound like education is not good. Education has made them so nice to themselves and to other people that they believe that now, as educated as we are, we shouldn't be thinking of killing one another. Educated people will just what you just do is that you just get your job, go to your job, do your business, get your family, grow your family, feed your family, and life goes on. Get carry out the activities you want to carry for the day, the activities you want to carry out always, and do what you have to do, and then enjoy yourselves with your families. Go on picnic, go on holidays, visit your grandpa, your grandma, visit your parents, and give them something. Just the routine every day. You keep doing the same thing. So the education has made them relax. So they feel that life is about doing the right thing and doing